Katie's been eating a lot.
Excuse you?
Yeah, eating just bizarre stuff. Low energy. Mm-hmm. You were saying that.
I noticed it, and it just some days I don't even want to look over there. I'm like, run a comb through her hair. The baggy clothes.
Clothes.
Are you even trying?
I know. And we came over that one night late, and she drove, because she always Ubers.
Yeah.
But she drove.
Yeah, all these are really fitting to me.
I was like, Katie, welcome in. Can I get you your regular bottle of wine? And she's like, no, I'm trying to quit. And I was like, I don't think so. Something's up.
Something's up.
Yeah.
People say,
what do you think is up?
What do they?
What do you think?
What do they say to you?
I've reached a point because I'm pregnant.
Oh, we knew it.
Oh my gosh, where I can't really hide it anymore, and at some point it's really offensive if I say I'm pregnant, and they're like, I couldn't even tell. And I'm like, well, you think this is what I look like normally?
You look like you always do. A little extra.
They think it's being nice, but you're like, well, no, look at it.
Yeah.
You're in that weird zone right now.
Yeah.
Where it's like, she's just got kind of a beer gut.
In the morning, you can't really tell, but by the end of the night, it looks like a pregnant belly. So it depends on when you catch me.
Is that how it works?
Oh, I thought you were going to say your behavior. End of the night, I'm really a drag to be around.
I mean, that is also true. Also, I sound like a man right now because I'm
your little allergies.
pregnant. A lot of issues over here.
That's right.
It's tricky once you find out someone's pregnant. Hard not to be mean, but comment like, oh, well, obviously, yeah. You're huge.
You don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I could tell a little.
Twins, probably? You're looking massive. So probably
I have a really
two.
great, congratulations is a good answer.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
I figured they wanted full sentences and just
When was the do it date? Is that what it's called?
Nope.
That's right. Katie's pregnant. Thank you guys for the love. People been commenting. They're like, I can tell.
I got one DM.
Women, their magic power. So, thank you guys. Everything's great, and we're gonna have a great episode today. Kicking off the Shelter Kids series and much more. Roll music.
Correct opinions. Correct opinions.
Liquid Death. I watched the Masters all weekend, having azaleas. I'll tell you what, it's very smart to mix in a water.
Yes, it is. I agree.
Okay, the attitude. And I mixed in Liquid Death because it's delicious water. And what's Liquid Death? It's a healthy beverage brand that brutally murders your thirst. And their infinitely recyclable cans are helping to bring death to single-use plastic bottles. And they donate a portion of their profits from every can sold to help kill plastic pollution. You guys, you're going to love Liquid Death. Not just water, sparkling water, flavored sparkling water, iced teas.
That's a lot of variety. You can get all those things and free shipping with Amazon Prime, or grab a can or a case of your local 7-Eleven at your local 7-Eleven, Target, Walmart, Whole Foods, or on Instacart. Go to liquiddeath.com/Trey to check out all their healthy, infinitely recyclable beverages and find your closest retailer. That's liquiddeath.com/Trey, liquiddeath.com/Trey.
Oh, you had a newborn. You barely sleep at all, and it sucks, but it's worth it.
It is.
And I tell you what, you might not sleep that much, but when you do sleep, you need to make sure it's quality. And Cozy Earth will help you out. Our quality sleep's been legit better with Cozy Earth. Their sheets are unbelievable. They're just cool. They're soft.
Viscose from bamboo.
Ooh, is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Wow.
It's special.
I know you'd read the fine print. Their bedding products are crafted with temperature-regulating technology, adapting your body's needs throughout all phases of life and motherhood. Hello, mothers. We have Mother's Day coming up. Do you have the mother in your life? She's barely sleeping. She's taking care of a baby. We'll hook her up with great sheets at Cozy Earth, and we have a promo for our recties. Use code CORRECT for 35% off. That is right. 35% off. Code CORRECT.
Get the bed sheets. Use them for 99 days. You don't like them? Send them back because they have a 100-day free trial.
That's unbelievable. 10-year warranty, too. So one more time, go to CozyEarth.com. CozyEarth.com. Use promo code CORRECT for 35% off. Place your order, select podcast in the survey, and give our show a shout-out in the drop-down menu. Code CORRECT for 35% off.
Similar subject. One time, maybe I've told this right in the podcast, but I was talking to a girl. We were filming a video together, and she was like, I probably won't be too active today. I go, oh, why not? What happened? She's like, I just got a surgery. A little sheltered boy. I'm like, oh my gosh, you look great. I would have never known you just got a surgery. And she's like, I just got my breast done. And that was also a moment where I did not know
What to say.
Because if I said,
They look
Jake's
good.
like, "Hey, what do you mean? You look amazing. You had surgery? On what?
you look, I'm trying to think, you look better than before. I can't put my finger on it. You
I'd
look
argue you look even better, enhanced. one way to put it.
augmented, better than before. Yeah, because I was like, I feel like if I say like, oh, I didn't even notice, and then is that mean?
Then she's like,
well, why did I get this?
Yeah.
But then it's like, she's a married woman. I'm gonna be like, oh, I didn't notice. Yeah. Right when you walked in, I thought.
Good for you.
Her just letting you know. What'd you say?
I think I froze up. I was just like, oh,
That's awesome.
I gotta head out. So I got texted.
Get well soon.
I had a little
I
sheltered
froze.
moment like that too when I first moved to LA. I might have even said this before, but I met my roommate who I met off of Facebook at the door to get my key. And she was like, sorry that my lips are kind of swollen. Like, I don't usually look like this. And I said, did you have an allergic reaction?
Oh no.
Bee sting?
I have an EpiPen.
She just died laughing. I'm sure at that moment she was like, this girl has no idea
will be
what.
interesting.
This Georgia Waffle House looking girl.
Just wait till she sees me snort coke off the coffee table. She's gonna be shocked.
Like, I got them done today. I was like, oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's a weird way to take ibuprofen. Why so much energy? No, that's what I remember. I think I've told this story on the podcast. The first time I ever went to LA, I shot a video with Matt Cutchell. Shout out, he's hilarious creator, and he's like, "All right, this girl's gonna come by. She's gonna like be kind of like the female in this bit we're doing." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So of course walks up the most LA girl, and she's very nice. We do the thing, and
Allergic reactions.
We learned she's also in Playboy. And she was like, "Yeah, there's like the Playboy party at the mansion like this weekend. You should come." And I was like, "I can't. I'm busy." I mean, I just remember it being like, "This can't be serious. Like, I've been here for 45 minutes.
That is
I want to
funny.
go home."
She didn't even tell you when it was. You're like,
Yeah.
I already can't.
I can't.
Whenever it is, I can't.
I can't.
I can't look my
really
mom
funny.
in the eyes if I do that.
Katie's pregnancy's been great. She hit me with some hormones yesterday, but I
Later in the
received it poorly.
Not well.
We had been
Not well.
first one in a long time. We could have used Judge Jake.
Yeah.
First argument in a long time, but we're fine. And the kid, it's impossible to argue with kids around. We were going at it, and he's, we're getting to a point too where like we're gonna have to do some of these fights not in front of our kids when they're like real fights. But it's like he won't remember any of this. And as we're like arguing, she's like, a real fight, back and forth. He just starts laughing. Unprovoked. He's just like, and it just makes
Looking at
us
both
stop
of us just laughing. So then we
and
laugh.
laugh. And I go, whose side are you on? Mama, Dada. And he got a pause. He goes, points right at her and goes, Mama.
And I was like, yep, that's right.
Like, well, that's pretty amazing. That's really helpful to have the kid around. It's the first pregnancy.
I agree.
It's just you two. She's like, I'm tired. I'm like, let's just keep talking about it. And it just shut it down and we're fine.
So maybe a lesson out there, couples, if you're having trouble, tack on children. That'll help solve that problem.
Yeah.
That is
Children
basically the
are
point.
the answer.
He's made it all
That's
better.
why we're having another one.
Finally, we were on the brink of, and then he was born and it fixed everything.
Easy peasy.
Yep.
Yep.
So we heard. So
So yeah, it's been great. And speaking of all, not the D word, divorce, Golden Bachelor. Dang it!
Sad.
No, Jerry.
I mean, it hasn't
mean,
been a
isn't
year.
this just delightful?
At what point
That's how
is
he
it an
talks.
annulment?
That's how they're old. They're like, let's get married soon. Okay, nope, divorce. There's never been a Bachelor divorce that quickly. They're usually like, let's like be engaged. Let's live together. They do it they're still old school. They're like, let's do it right now today. Walk down to the courthouse. And it's like one day he woke up. He's like, we're going back to the courthouse. I'm over it.
I do wonder what because he, appeared to be just the most sweet, kind-hearted man. Like, I wonder what
do you think it
happened.
was?
I know.
Do you think, and I'm just spitballing here, do you think it's because he only spent 3 weeks getting to know someone?
No.
Okay.
I think there's other reasons. I think they're elderly. They know what they want, and they probably ran into issues they didn't really realize. He probably couldn't get it up.
What?
His glucose.
Right, insulin. Hypoglycemic.
Yeah, you don't want your glucose up, FYI.
It was too.
No, you do sometimes. What if it's low?
What if it was too low? His blood sugar was low.
Okay.
See, hey,
I see one coming on right here. Another glucose divorce.
when we hit our 80s, could be trouble.
I'm gonna have to get your glucose up. You're gonna have to get mine down.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard.
I feel like there could be an issue with like very traditional. Probably they're very old. She wants to do the cooking, but it's like, well, you're old. Cooking has changed now. Everything has to be like pre-chewed. It's very tough to cook pre-chewed food. It's like you only have mashed potatoes so many nights in a row. He's like, just divorce me. I can't do this.
Oh wow.
I was bummed. I guess they'll do a second season. It just feels like there was bad press about him and divorce.
There's bad press about him.
Oh yeah, it was blown up like right towards the end where someone did a big hit piece on him. That was a little aggressive. Felt like a little too much, but it was just about that the show, of course, made him into a perfect guy where maybe he wasn't. It was like, oh my gosh, my love of my life died 7 years ago. I can't even believe I'm feeling this again. It came out, it's like, well, he had like some girlfriends in between his wife and the show.
He's also on the show, so that in itself is.
Well, but I don't know. And then they got divorced real quick. It's a shame. But I mean, to be fair, divorces have not stopped the Bachelor franchise. Pretty much all of them have failed, and we're still full steam ahead.
Right, and people just keep signing up.
Did you see something over there? I
What?
swore.
You saw like an entity?
I thought we had another wasp in the grass.
Oh.
I swore I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
I saw a big reaction.
And then I just looked over, there's just a pole. So, my bad.
But I am supportive of my pregnant wife. I left the Masters halfway through watching on Sunday because she said she needed me.
Wow.
Everyone clap.
What?
Trust me, he does not deserve the clapping.
Everyone clap. And
Trust me.
It makes you
Trust
think
me.
that this lake day coming up that Judge Jake did.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's already been decided.
No.
Yeah?
I left the Masters viewing because she said she needed me, and that bumps up the odds.
It doesn't.
The Vegas came out with new
It
odds.
sure doesn't.
The Masters, I've gone into it, watched it. Scotty Scheffler won it. He's the best golfer in the world right now. He's
White Tiger.
pretty viral. The White Tiger on the course, not really off it.
Yeah.
He's become viral by he constantly is saying, it's just my faith, my family, then golf. I'm not even worried about golf. I'm so good at it. And he's having a kid any day now, and there was the big story like what if you get a call, she's going into labor. He's like, I'd leave, no questions asked. Quit the tournament. Everyone's like, ah. Which it's kind of crazy how often athletes don't do that. They'd be like, he rushed to the hospital after the game to meet his child. Like, did he have to play the game?
I do love a good sporting event where Twitter just ends up talking about like someone else's uterus for just like 3 hours. This is very exciting.
Yeah, she would have gotten death threats if she went into. Like, there's guys who rooting for him, had money on him.
A lot of money on the line.
And yeah, she was getting weird like emails and stuff. Like, I swear, if you better I don't want to hear you eating spicy food this weekend.
No curb walks.
No curb walks. None of that.
Lamaze.
Suck it in.
I remember the Royals in the World Series, probably 2014, 2015. Royals. How many more you got in there?
Katie cam, sneeze cam. She's going through it. Allergies.
I've turned off for Mike if you haven't told me. I've tried.
I'm sorry.
Okay. You can recruise yourself. We'll keep it going.
We're cruising myself.
Okay. Look at her waddle across the room.
Whoa, might be triplets.
Yeah.
Ben Zobrist, Royals player, was just like, hey, if my wife goes into labor, I'm not playing that night. So every Royals fan was just like, you better keep it in. Don't dare. You have it on an off day. You don't have it on game 6. You have it in between.
They're just outside of like a birthing center just booing.
Boo! You want your baby coming into this world, hearing this? Boo! Boo! Playing, screamo music.
And, he was probably in the easiest position ever to quit a big sporting event. It's a solo sport, right?
Yeah.
It's tough. If you're a quarterback in the Super Bowl, you can't be like, my kid's being born. Someone behind closed doors would be like, we're going to shoot you.
Yeah.
If you do that.
Yeah.
Sorry. And he's also won it already. He wins every tournament he plays. He's like, I'll just catch the next one. But look up, speaking of golfers and their wives, Google, I learned this yesterday. Tommy Fleetwood wife. Tommy
Okay.
Fleetwood.
I
He
know Tommy
got
Fleetwood, don't know
he got
why.
top 5 finish.
Okay.
That was a popular search right off the bat. So
Okay. He's got a great hair. Look at this.
Whoa.
Whoa was right. If you're listening, this is a photo of him and his wife. They look very happy. I'm sure they are. And there's a 23-year age difference. She is 23 years older than him.
It might be more than that.
In her mid-50s. He's like our age. So I heard
Golden Bachelor.
he was willing to withdraw if she started menopause this weekend.
If she starts anything, he's going to withdraw. I don't care what it is. Ovulating, menopause. If anything happens, that's where
I
celebrating.
read up on it. He met her. She was like she worked in the golf world. She was like a VP of some company. They hit it off
smart.
and fell in love. Yeah, I got a sugar. I mean, but that's smart. He's made $50 million golfing. He's just, sometimes you fall in love with someone 25 years different.
And
Montana Boys.
yeah.
Yeah. Tommy Fleetwood. There's a movement here.
The last name Fleetwood, too. I mean, there's a whole array of jokes you can toss in there.
Totally.
Yeah. Mrs. Fleetwood. They are married?
Fleeting. They're married.
Wow.
Happily, I understand it. I mean, look at them. They're smiling.
Oh, look at that.
Katie, did you see this?
Derek got
You missed a
something
great point. This is a golfer, one of the best
Oh,
golfers
wow.
in the world.
They
He finished
adopted.
top 5 in the map.
Cool.
That's his wife. She's 23 years older than him.
Wow. Mm-hmm. It's not weird.
Is
or
that
anything.
their kid? Did she have a kid?
It looked like their kid.
She's in her mid-50s. Is that possible?
It is possible, yes.
Kid might have some stuff.
Women can have a baby in their 50s?
It depends on when they have menopause. Some women don't have don't hit menopause until in their 60s. I mean,
That's wild.
that's pretty rare, but it's possible.
This guy, he's high-performance athlete.
Yeah. And how does it work with women? You just slowly lose your eggs until you're just down to 0? Is that how it works? So she's got a couple hanging on or something?
Yeah, this is actually a funny that you brought that up. I told Trey that on my pregnancy app, back to looking at the fruit these days of how beta is, it told me that this week is when if you're having a girl, all the eggs would be developed. And that's the only amount of eggs they have for the rest of their life.
No way.
Wait,
And-
I don't.
Yeah, and I called
Oh.
BS, and I corrected her.
Because
wrong.
because you know.
How many eggs?
500,000. That's my guess. How many you start with?
But there's, and then each month you get rid of one.
Yeah.
And then when you're out, that's menopause.
I don't know if
Whoa,
that's
that kinda
exactly
makes
how that
sense.
works.
But so it was. I mean, you only start with somewhere between 200 and 500.
I
or
think
something?
anywhere between 12 and 17,000.
Let's see. How many eggs does a woman have?
And yeah, can you?
Females are born with
pass?
between 1 and 2 million eggs.
I went that far
Oh.
off.
The number decreases until a person stops ovulating and reaches menopause.
I
You have 1 million eggs up in there?
used to.
By the time a girl enters puberty, only about 25% of her lifetime total egg
See?
pool remains.
So I'm saying.
Where do they go?
I
if
Googled-
they haven't had puberty yet.
Can you pass more than one egg at a time? The top result says, can you get an infinite amount of eggs from 2 Pokemon?
Gotta get you more.
Gamer website.
Pokemon.
I gotta reword that.
And this is what I read. A 20-week-old female fetus has about 7 million eggs.
That's not right, man. You got too many eggs up in there.
So that's what they say now. It's like when
Did you say
have
if you're having a girl?
yeah.
Are we not?
We're
I mean,
having-
it's so obvious. We're having a girl. We had a full-blown argument over eggs, but we don't know the gender yet. Are you so excited to have a girl?
Yes. Trey thinks that when we found out, that's the most excited he's ever seen me in our life.
It is. She did we joked about some podcast. We were like, what do you want me to do? Be like, it's great. She did some.
Because
She
it
was
was
like-
as a girl.
She went, the video's a little cringe for her. Do you
Yeah.
want to play it?
No.
Oh, that's right. She's like, we had to do a little gender reveal. cut the cake. And I was like, do we have to again? She's like, each, just because it's the second doesn't mean each one
You cut
can
the
be
cake.
special. We took a bite of a cupcake.
We took a bite of cupcake.
That her mom was nice enough to like deliver to us.
Yeah.
And she took a bite and it was pink. And she goes,
I did. It was very.
what's the joke? Oh, in the video. It's a good video. We can't show it.
What are you gonna say?
No, we can show it. There's nothing weird about it.
There's something weird, but what are
Okay.
you gonna say?
Where is it on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, airdrop it to Derek. We'll filibuster until you find it.
I got something. Female eggs die inside the ovary through a process called atresia. The eggs are reabsorbed. Hold on.
He's like, I have a great thing we can talk about.
No,
in the
this is
meantime."
hilarious. This is hilarious. The eggs are reabsorbed by the body. And the loss of these eggs does not result in menstrual bleed. All right, I successfully stalled. Derek, back to you.
Are you
Can't wait.
Are you finding me?
That's the first thing I'll think of when I hold my daughter. I know so much about you.
Trey, I have just the like short version. I can just send that, or you want the whole thing?
I think
whole
our
thing,
listeners, when they
the
send
whole
us,
thing with the part that you're like, you ruined it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. You guys will appreciate this. And probably the female listeners won't, but you know, always comedian, always a moment for comedy.
can't turn it off. Sorry. Not even
you
during
found it?
atresia.
Yeah, I sent it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Is it the whole raw version?
You guys want to say more egg
Yes,
facts?
that's what I was
Oh,
just
okay, okay.
saying.
Sorry,
2
sorry,
minutes.
sorry. It's 2 minutes?
Yes.
Ooh, when does it get good?
Okay, yeah, I'll tell you. We'll have to fast forward a little.
How do I look?
Just fast forward to like. Oh, this is cute. Look at this guy.
Really getting inside.
Fast forward to a minute. I don't know. We finally. Okay, we're eating it.
Oh, wow.
Here we go.
That looks good.
They were actually
good.
really good. Also, I really hate the way I ate it, but I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
want to eat.
What?
No. Pink? I don't want to take that bite.
It's pink.
Oh, cute.
No.
Oh,
Ew.
Sister. Thomas.
More of her packages.
I just completely ignore him.
Do you want some cupcake?
That's all I wanted.
It was.
Oh yeah, that's it. She completely ignored me.
No.
I think a few minutes later, I was like, "Did you catch that?" She's like, "Yes, I did. I ignored it, and you ruined the video." It's like, "Oh, sorry. I in my stupid head, I legit thought she'd be like, "Oh, so funny.
Everything's amazing.
Perfect. It's a girl. He's hilarious." She just
Yeah.
ignored it.
1 million eggs.
I'm Superwoman. Dude,
So you do have a lot of eggs inside of you right now. Yours and hers.
I sure
Dude,
do.
I'm not off the
we had a
egg
friend who
thing.
had twin
I-
girls.
I could
I
have-
bet the government like marks those people. Like we got a woman down in Kansas with 6 million eggs in her. That's a public
More than
security
that.
theft,
More than
right?
that.
This is a Tyson plant right now.
I mean, so that's the thing is that they say like
Do that again. Do it again.
I have my grandchildren in me right now already.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Sure.
Gross.
Pink.
Oh, that was cute.
That's true. You have grandchildren.
Okay.
I have, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have diarrhea right now, but I do have diarrhea inside of me right now. Someday
Someday
it will make it happen.
you'll have to kick your shorts off. Y'all ever done that?
It's the same thing as having grandchildren
y'all-
inside of you. Well, I have grandkids inside of me too. Sorry. No, I'm thinking about
There's
it.
a viral tweet over the past week that was like, have such bad diarrhea right now. There's like, do famous people get diarrhea? There's no way Zendaya's ever been through this. And it is an interesting thought. Like, do famous people or even girls go through this where you ever had it so bad where you have to take all your clothes off?
Yeah.
And you have to be like, this is where I'm at for the next 30. And you start
girls
start
don't-
bartering with God. I know atheists believe in God when they're in that position. They're like,
If you're like a public bathroom, low on toilet paper, rumble in the jungle, you develop a prayer life pretty quick. I bet.
yeah, you're like, if you're up there, I promise I will, And it's always like,
No more hentai.
I was
I'm done after
rude to
this.
that Uber driver this morning. That's why.
I mean, I've had the both ends, and that's real bad. That's you really can't.
I don't think I've ever had the simultaneous.
I've had it once, and I was staying at someone else's house, and that was a bummer.
That
So I had to throw
had
up
it
in their
at
bathtub.
Oh, that I also.
Both
What else
bins.
do you do? Yes. I also had it at someone else's house one time, and I was an adult,
Dude.
and she called my mommy to come pick me up because she was like, I think I was like not moving on the floor. After that had happened, it went on for like 3 hours.
I think she died.
And my friend was like, I think you need to come pick up your daughter.
Gosh, your mom probably thought, how much has she had?
I know.
Just
and I had nothing, just a
bad
virus.
kombucha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Okay, well, on that topic,
Pretty gross.
Yep, have
let's
that inside
get
of me.
to the much anticipated Sheltered Kids series.
Oh yeah, today's the day.
We've been interviewing people over the weeks, trying to find you the best sheltered stories out there. So thank you to all the recties out there who submitted. You had a great. We have some honorable mentions that I'd like to get to, but thank you guys for being a part of this. Hold on. Okay, sorry. We have a couple interviews today. Over the coming weeks, you're going to hear from a couple different shelter people. We're going to have you, the recties, vote on the champion. Who is the most sheltered person in the world? Whoa, Katie, I don't think you should be drinking a beer seeing as you're pregnant.
Well, good thing it's just water.
It's Liquid Death. Looks like beer. What is it? Come wacky, crazy drink? No. Liquid Death is a healthy brand, and we love it. It's a healthy beverage brand. And why would they call it Liquid Death? Because Liquid Death will brutally murder your thirst, and their infinitely recyclable cans are helping to bring death to single-use plastic bottles. Liquid Death also donates a portion of profits from every can sold to help kill plastic pollution.
I see.
I don't know, man. Something about drinking water not out of the sink, like I was raised. You get it purified in a delicious can. I'm in. Every time I come to the studio, pop 5 of these a day. I'll do it.
I
Wow.
played pickleball with somebody last week and said, hey, you want me to stop, get your water? And I legitimately got him a Liquid Death, and he never had one. He's like, this is kind of fun, drinking out of a can. I say, it's kind of fun.
Well, it's you're helping.
I'm
pollution
doing
too,
my
buddy.
part.
You can get free shipping of Liquid Death's mountain water flavored sparkling and iced tea 8-packs with Amazon Prime, or grab a can or a case at your local 7-Eleven, Target, Walmart, Whole Foods, or on Instacart. Go to liquiddeath.com/trade to check out all their healthy, infinitely recyclable cans, recyclable beverages, and find your closest retailer. That's liquiddeath.com/Trey, liquiddeath.com/Trey.
No.
Katie, how have you been sleeping?
Nah.
Hey, can I show
Well, I'll
you?
tell you what.
I've slept
Can I
better.
show you something?
Oh,
What do we see right there?
those joggers are
Oh.
joggering.
Right there.
Cozy Earth, baby.
Oh, have
Those
you
look
been
soft.
have
They're
you been
nice.
stretching? I don't.
Yeah, I wanted to show you how good I was stretching. I
Yeah.
forgot about the
Wow.
pants.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you what, Katie's been sleeping better this pregnancy than the last one because of Cozy Earth sheets.
Oh
A recent
yeah.
survey found that 7 in 10 parents get an average of 3 hours of sleep a night in their baby's first year. Mothers, you deserve quality sleep, and I know just how Cozy Earth. And we're about to enter those times again. So thank goodness when we do get those few hours, we'll be cozy.
We'll be nice and cozy.
Cozy Earth's luxurious bedding products are unreal. We love them. And we have an exclusive Mother's Day offer for our listeners. Use code CORRECT for 35% off at cozyearth.com. They only use the very best fabrics, materials. Are you worried about commitment? Cozy Earth stands by their quality and longevity of its products. They have a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty. Are you kidding me? On all purchases. You guys will love Cozy Earth. Again, that is code CORRECT for 35% off. Hook up somebody for Mother's Day or yourself. After your order, select podcast in the survey to help us out and select our show. Again, correct for 35% off. We had amazing responses. We couldn't talk to everyone, but we had to talk to only ones, the greatest sheltered worthy people out there, but a few honorable mentions. We had Steven write in from Alabama. He said he was at the hospital when they were having their children one day. He was so sheltered, he never heard of such a thing. He called the bidet. He came out and said to the nurses, "Man, I just really love that bigot in the bathroom." And they're like, "We got a bigot in the bathroom?" I'm like, well, maybe. Alabama. That was a nice honorable mention. What else? We had Brittany from Michigan said that she once handed her grandfather his CPAP machine and said, "Here's your pap smear."
Oh my gosh.
A female did that?
Yeah. What?
She
How many
said
eggs does she have?
well, okay, hold on. There's one. Matt from Boston said he went to a Catholic elementary school, very sheltered, went right to public school. So as you can imagine how that goes. He said the first week he was the new kid, and one of the bullies asked him if I'd met the new girl in class with the name Vagina. My response was, no, who is she? He said, just look her up, man. And that's how I was forever scarred.
Oh, wow.
That's a great bully move for a sheltered kid.
It's a creative bully. Like,
Yeah, that
that's
bully had
4D
older
chess.
siblings.
It was-
Yeah,
it was
for
me.
sure.
No, it's a comedian. And okay, that was, we have that and many more. So enjoy these sheltered interviews. And we got a little more for you to wrap up the episode with some funny segments and fan videos. So without further ado, welcome to the podcast, David.
David's here.
David's here. Hello,
Thank you.
David. Thanks for bringing it.
David, where are you coming from? Where are you calling from?
Right now, I'm living in South Georgia, so a little bit close to Katie's neck of the woods. So,
Oh, where exactly, if you don't mind sharing?
Moultrie. So,
Moultrie.
yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Shelter
two
down
words?
there, Katie?
Mulch tree?
Mulch tree.
Moultrie.
Moultrie.
Like poultry.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
what's that?
it's a little bit north of the big town of Thomasville, which
Yeah.
is, you know, got
Thomasville's down there.
yeah.
Oh wow, she's getting. Where's this twang coming from? Yeah. Pete
And, you know, down south. you
Moultrie.
got-
Oh.
Well, thanks, dude. We're very impressed by your submission. Seemed to be a real shelter one. So, tell us about
I don't know
yourself.
if that's a compliment. Or,
Oh, it is.
You really jumped off the page. You really. Wow.
Whoa. Surprised you speak in full sentences. No. Tell us about your upbringing, man. You're originally from Georgia. What was the family like? What was the childhood like?
my family came out of a cult right before I was born, but I grew up in the neighborhood of that a lot of people in that we'll call it church lived, and so that was a big part of my childhood, was growing up in a neighborhood but not able to speak or play with any of the kids. I never went to a hospital, never saw a doctor, was home birthed, me and my siblings, and so I had a lot of
That's a big like
A lot
notch
of-
on the sheltered peg right there.
yeah, but of course homeschooled, so that's kind of a given at this point.
Yeah, right. We don't even.
and then the
we don't even
other kind of
consider it
unique-
if you went to another.
Then the other kind of unique thing that kind of changed like how I was brought up was I grew up in the Messianic Judaism, which is a whole lot we could get into, but it kind of just set me apart from even like normal conservative Christians, and so it was kind of a next level thing there. So yeah, a lot of
Good baseline.
interesting
Yeah,
stuff.
A lot to work with.
Wow. Okay, so they left a cult. If you don't mind us saying, could you tell us more about that? Was it a
Yeah.
Christian based?
Yes.
Cult?
So
Okay.
it was originally, so my parents are from Chicago. So they followed this group from Chicago all the way down to North Florida, which was this small town that was supposedly the promised land. And the group, you know, it was end times focused. So they were expecting the world to end, you know, every other year. And so being the end times focused, it was, the leader was like, you know, hey, just let's put all of our money together, and you know, I'll just take care of all this. And so women had to wear skirts, you know, you couldn't show anything, couldn't wear makeup, all that good stuff. Guys, which is kind of weird, I don't know if you've heard this one a lot, but guys couldn't have beards or mustaches, so like no male facial hair, which is kind of a weird one. And then if you had a mustache, you were, you know, homosexual, so you know that was a big thing. So
Well, yeah, I agree with that. Quick question.
yeah, so you don't have
That's actually not that weird.
That's no problem. Do you know, just off the top of your head, how did they explain, like, if they're like Christians but wouldn't let you have a beard, how did they explain like Jesus and Moses and Noah and really anyone who lived before 500 years ago?
Jake, are there pictures of those guys?
Is that what they would say?
Who drew that?
I have no idea.
They would just
I
like,
don't know how.
take sharp rocks.
I think the leader guy just didn't have like facial hair, so he probably just was like, yeah, everyone
He
should
couldn't
do
grow
this.
it, so he's like, if I can't, nobody can.
Yeah.
Once the leader guy died, it kind of splintered off from there, so they kind of just tried rebranding, and then eventually just separated till
So the cult's
now
no
it's-
more.
No.
Dang,
That's an example with
that
cults.
sucks for the promised land.
Yeah.
This was the place. Dang.
Oh, Promised Land's now in Tennessee somewhere, apparently.
I remember that part of the Bible when we were talking about Tennessee.
Because the authorities are all.
Okay, so this was a Jewish cult.
No, this was straight up like claim Christianity.
Okay. So when did you transfer to being a Jewish?
So it was kind of like a couple of different times. So after we came out of there, so my earliest memories was we were getting into it. And then randomly we moved to Texas for 2 years. You didn't do regular holidays and you didn't go to church on Sunday. So I didn't have any like church family, and the different places we went to had like, maybe a handful of people. And so few and far between of actual friends. But then the big part was the holidays. So you had the feasts, which are the main ones, Sabbath. So on every Saturday, so Friday night to Saturday night, you really didn't do anything.
Shabbat.
Yep.
Because Messianic Judaism believes Jesus is the Messiah,
Correct.
but the rest is pretty Jewish.
Yeah. So it's like,
Interesting.
It's like a hybrid.
and depending on who you ask,
People who just want to watch football
a different
on
answer
Sunday.
from everyone. But basically, they believe the Old Testament laws. Some of them still apply today, and then but depending on who you talk to, they're going to give you different answers of which ones apply. But the big three or the big two would be kosher, eating kosher, and then like the holidays that you celebrate.
So you ate kosher your whole childhood. Yeah, when did you stop eating kosher, or are you still kosher?
Not really. About 2 years ago was when, because there's an aspect of health to it.
Sure,
like,
Katie basically eats kosher, but not for religious purposes. She wants to think she's better.
Right,
than
and so
everyone.
that's kind of like what kept me along for so long. And then
It is a good diet.
Yeah, so it's not nothing bad. It's just what are you doing it for? And like that was just one of those things I was holding on to that I just felt like I needed just to let go of, just because I was holding on to it because that's how I was raised, not because I truly thought that that's what you needed to do anymore. So
Totally.
When you stopped eating that way, did you dive in the other way? What'd you start with?
I mean, it was kind of gradual here and there.
Dang.
Like stop taking pepperoni off the pizza and things like that. Start eating some marshmallows.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, you went
It's
all
like
out.
yeah. It's like the guy
yeah.
who's like trying like LSD for the first time, trembling. He's like, leave the pepperoni on.
I've never had the pepperoni.
All right, you wrote in here you had Tylenol for the first time after you were married. 22
Yep.
years old was when you got married.
I was 21.
21,
but,
impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
My wife was 19.
Your first friend was
Wife
your
was 19.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Sheltered. That's good.
So-
That's good. It's impressive.
Yeah, I'll give you a step further though. Our families knew each other when we were infants, so
Yeah, from beginning.
But
Arranged.
Sounds
it was
arranged.
it was like our families knew each other growing up, and then like we moved away and then came back and didn't really know each other, and then we started working together, and that's how we reconnected.
Where
and
at?
then we're like
Farm.
TJ Maxx.
Oh, DJ Maxx.
I love TJ.
Famous
Maxx.
Jew. You know that?
Yeah.
Oh, TJ.
The Jew Max.
Yeah,
People don't know that.
Yeah.
And what was that for first time taking Tylenol? What was wrong with you?
Okay.
How'd you get to do it? What was the feeling? Walk
By
us
mouth.
through it. Walk us
well,
through it.
was
it
just
pill?
like-
Was it the syrup? Walk us through it.
It was, I think it was a pill. But like my wife, like grew up taking, like it wasn't a big deal. So like we
Right.
just had it in the house, and it was just something that I never did. So like if I got a headache or something, it wasn't, take a Tylenol. It was just, oh, that sucks. I got a headache. I can just go wait it out till it goes away.
Wait it out.
That's kind of what I do, honestly. Not too far.
Power
Yeah, like
through.
literally, like growing up, like that's kind of what it was. Like,
What did you feel like the Tylenol? You're like, whoa, that stuff works? Or do you recall the experience?
I mean, it's just like any medicine. Like you take it, and it used to like work super fast because my body had no resistance to it. So it was like, yeah, it's gonna block whatever pain receptors.
Was there any time in your childhood or anything where like you maybe should have gone to the hospital?
Should have gone to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have 5 siblings. So like I'm the youngest of 6.
Impressive.
Of course, my wife's one of 9. So
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
But we only have 3 kids, so we're
Okay.
Wow.
and we're done there.
Edgy.
Okay.
So there's definitely times where like they should have gone to get a bad stitched up for a bad cut. Like
Right.
I know my sister, she's got a scar on her leg that's like that big from like a plate slicing her leg open
my God.
when she was like 8 or 9.
Were your your own children? Congrats, wife, 3 kids.
Thank you.
Were your children born home or hospital?
Hospital.
Hospital.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was that your first time going to a hospital?
What's that?
Was that your first time going to a hospital?
Give you birth?
Almost. Yeah, the first time I went for myself was I got pink eye.
Congrats,
I was
man.
like 24 or something.
Never forget your first.
But yeah. So being in the delivery room for the my firstborn was one of the first times.
That's
So,
crazy. You're like, babe,
Yeah.
no matter what, if you get pink eye, they have amazing medicine.
Yeah.
Your parents left the cult, but they still held very tightly to a lot of like very traditional, very conservative beliefs.
They didn't like the idea of a person being the one in charge. But
I
as
see.
far as the like perspectives and beliefs, they were very fundamentalist of. I mean, you guys saw Shiny Happy People, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
like that's a good representation of what childhood was like. So,
Fascinating.
And what was it like being in that, like you said, the whole neighborhood was former or current cult members, you left, you're not allowed to talk to them. What's that like, growing up in a neighborhood like that?
it was I've got 5 siblings, so it was very much like our house and yard was a safe space, and that was like the enemy. I didn't have any conception of like what a normal neighborhood, kids in the
interesting.
neighborhood was supposed to be like.
That's wild. I grew up, conservative. That's why we're doing this shelter thing. But, kids that publicly be like, why don't you, come on, man, say a cuss word. I'm like, no. They're probably out there like this. David doesn't think Jerry's the second coming of Christ. What an idiot.
They're teasing them.
That's what you're getting bullied about. You're like, oh.
Oh, I do have a funny story, Trey, about cuss words. I know, like your story of your mom saying crap.
Right.
One time, my brother said SOB when he was playing a game, and me being the goody two shoes that I was, I of course told my dad and got him in trouble. But me and my sister, we legitimately washed his mouth out with like this concoction of
You and
like
your sister
soap.
did.
Concoction.
Yeah.
Like your parents wanted you to, or you were like, we need to.
No. He knew he was in trouble, and so like he was like, "Yeah, go ahead and do this to me." Of like make this disgusting thing. Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And so like we just like went to the kitchen and was like, okay, what does he hate? And what can we put in this cup and make him put it in his mouth?
Wow. Just
But yeah.
mustard and
That does
dish
sound like a
soap.
very sibling. I kind of feel like we
Looking
tried to
out for
force
'em.
some soap in one of my brother's mouths for sure.
Hey, you weren't in a cult, okay?
I wasn't, but that's a pretty normal sibling thing to do.
Yeah, that was represent.
Is there anything where maybe your wife has brought to your attention, like you're realizing I still haven't done this, so you still need to cross off the list?
You don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
Anytime I talk about my childhood, she's got that, oh, sweetie, like that's not normal. I've pretty much transitioned myself, I guess, into as close to a normalcy as I can, I think. But
Wow.
I kind of think
Heck of a story.
another.
Shelter to trans. Oh, that's not
Yeah, I
funny.
regretted that when I said it.
You could tell. He's like, no, I'm not the best.
Proud to say, I've fully transitioned. Yeah. So there's nothing I haven't done. I see a doctor a lot now.
Those guys can
Well,
do
I do
a
work
lot.
at Target now, so
Dude, you're the man. That's an amazing story. Like you said, I'm sure we could talk for hours, but
yeah.
dude, we appreciate it. Thanks for your time. The listeners are gonna love this series, and we'll see what the recties think. If you got what it takes to be the most sheltered guy in the world.
We'll see.
All right, David. But yeah, much love, man. I know our tour's winding down, but if we're ever in your area, just hit us up, man. We'll get you tickets. Thanks for your time.
Appreciate it. Sounds
Yeah.
great.
I don't know if you've ever driven a car that far or where we're going, but that was unnecessary. Dude, thank you so much. Tell the wife hi, and we'll keep you posted, man. Appreciate you
Appreciate it,
coming on.
guys. Appreciate the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren is on the podcast.
All right.
Good to meet you,
Welcome.
Lauren. We're
you.
very impressed with your application for being the most sheltered person. So tell the audience a little about yourself. Where are you from? What do you do? And how'd you start listening to the podcast?
So I'm originally from Georgia. I was there until I was about 18. I moved to Florida to go to college in the Panhandle, if that kind of gives any clues as to where I went. Like I said, I was in college, graduated. I actually met my husband there, so we kind of just stuck around Florida. We're still here. I started listening to the podcast because it went all the way back to Do Less, God Bless. I'd kind of been seeing your videos with John Christ. I've been following John Christ for a while. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't really have anything to do in college other than watch his videos. So I just was kind of really into them.
What?
And I kind of resonated with it, too, because I think he was in that, Christian circle.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, glad to have you.
What college did you go to? Like, which college doesn't have you do anything?
Yeah.
I went to Pensacola Christian.
There we go. That's pretty
right.
sheltered.
That's how you got here.
Pensacola Christian.
Okay.
A Christian school by
Yep.
30A is that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive. What?
Yeah.
Where in
That
Georgia?
can be a whole nother segment if you want it to be. Outside of my
I'm
personal
sure.
life, the college life can be different too.
Where in Georgia? Because Katie's from Noonan.
Yeah, I'm from Noonan.
I'm from Blairsville. It's near Helen, like up in the mountains,
Oh,
like
yeah.
all the
Okay,
way
so North Georgia.
Blairsville.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you've been there, you understand like there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay, so you grew up in the mountains of Georgia, and what kind of sheltering did you get from your parents? How do you describe your upbringing to most people?
So I was raised by a single mom. My dad was in the picture, but I was with my mom. Very Christian, like traditional, like Southern, Christian lady. I think she probably also created some of the do's and don'ts because she was a single mom and because I was a girl. So I think some of it probably was a little not overdone, but she was just a little bit more protective of me because of that. But yeah, like I'm the one that's been in church since before I was born, like every Sunday, 3 times a day, Wednesdays, revivals, youth, like everything. I mean, I've probably been to church more than like not.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's interesting. Yeah, like on average, times you went to church on a weekly basis.
Minimum of 4, because it was 3 on Sunday and then 1 Wednesday.
4 minimum. That's a
And
pretty
I
good average.
typically was, I
like the
typically
LeBron
was
of
still
youth group.
around the church in some aspect, because I was really close with like our pastor's family and like their kids. So even outside of that 4 times a week, like I was very involved. I was always with somebody that was church affiliated. So
You're just
pretty much all the
constantly in
time.
church, basically.
That's pretty good.
Explains the
Yeah.
John Christ following.
Yeah, right. So what are some of those things that make you the most sheltered person?
Yeah, I wanna hear
in the
these
world?
do's and don'ts
said
you just
She came
referenced.
prepared with a list, which is also quite sheltered. To do your
Yeah.
homework for this. That's impressive.
it's very homeschool of me. I was homeschooled.
Homeschooled, okay, check.
Okay.
Yep. In high school only. I was in a private school before that. So I still was kind of in that small, bubble. Some of the things that I wasn't allowed to do, like I couldn't wear makeup at all. I remember when I was like 16, my mom finally let me wear something called clear mascara, which I had no idea was a thing.
Wait, hold on. What is
apparently
that?
Just clear
It
mascara.
apparently just makes your lashes clump together to make it look like you're wearing it, but you're not. It's literally just clear.
It just makes your eyes just heavier. It's just harder to keep them open.
Pretty much. It kind of like accentuated the dark circles I had. Like it really didn't do anything for me. So like, and that was when I was pretty old. Like I said, about 16, 17. Like I couldn't even bring it up really. It was just like, yep, we're not doing makeup. Everything was kind of like, the Bible wants you to, like, God created you in his image, so you kind of just don't want to touch that, like that kind of ideology,
Sure.
I guess. One of the funniest things I remember is my mom would always be back and forth on allowing me like to wear pants or not. I know that's a big thing in Christian circles, not in life. But when I was allowed to wear pants, it had to be carpenter pants, and I don't know if you know what those are.
Like with like a hook for the hammers?
The hammer hole?
Yes.
Wait, why?
Yes.
Because they were just so baggy?
Well, Jesus was a carpenter.
Yeah, because they weren't, yeah, exactly. It's because they weren't tight. They didn't accentuate anything. They weren't specifically like, I don't know. It just, that was one of the funniest things I remember. And I was literally walking around town in like my like Christian school t-shirt with like my carpenter pants with like the hook for a hammer on it.
Yeah.
In like my clogs. Like I remember all this stuff so vividly because it seemed normal at the time, but
So trendy.
It was
It is
not.
kind of, yeah, it's kind of in right
Yeah,
now.
it is.
You're like
Ahead of your time.
you're like getting catcalled by construction workers, but it's because they want help on the job.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
day
yeah.
labor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you bring
They thought
that
I was
hammer
like a
over
high
here?
school student. Yeah, they thought I needed my like hours for school. Like, hey, you can come here. Like, we need the help. Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. Like, but again, like that's something I didn't realize was like not normal until I got older. Like, I was like, they're just jeans, but like that's not. They're not just jeans.
Okay. That's a great detail. What else you got, Lauren?
Yeah. So we definitely had a TV Guardian.
Oh,
and it was set
TV
not-
Guardian. Yes, we had one. Those were legendary.
Yeah, loved it. I had a love-hate relationship with it. Because, being younger, I was like, yeah, I don't want to hear the cuss words either. But it also was set to cover up, like, stupid, sucks, crap. Like, she had as many filters on there as you can get. I mean, yeah. It was just, so, like, I couldn't even watch, like, certain things that you wouldn't even think about. Like, it would just start bleeping stuff out. And I was like, wow, this is, like, a lot more worldly of a show than I thought.
Yeah, or just like it starts bleeping out words like the word helicopter. It's just like or copter.
Yeah.
It's just like I
Can't
can
even
hear that.
understand.
We did not have internet and cable. It wasn't even, like, a question. I do remember my mom brought home a computer once, and it was, like, the big, like, off-white, boxy, like, 40-pound computers. And I looked at it, and I was like, oh, my gosh, like, I'm so happy. Like, I finally get to paint. Like, the paint.
Yes.
Pictures on a computer.
Yeah.
I was like, I get to
love
paint.
paint.
Like, yeah, it was so fun. But we didn't have internet. We didn't have cable. That wasn't even, like, I just knew, like, we couldn't have that.
Was everyone
It's funny,
around you?
since Katie's become a mom, I think she wears a lot of clear mascara.
Excuse you?
Is that?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I took the time to put clear on. I guess were all your friends kind of the same thing? Like were they also wearing carpenter jeans, or like, you know what I
She
mean?
didn't
Like,
have any friends. They're imaginary.
Actually,
She
I
wore
was
whatever-
just about to say I really didn't have that many people I was close to because I was like, I couldn't really go to people's houses because everybody kind of had something that we didn't agree with. And so I was like, well, we can't go there because their mom drinks wine, or like, well, I can't go here because like this person smokes, or like, it was, yeah, I honestly didn't really have that many friends.
Just the
I mean,
Thanks for
pastor's
bringing it
I
up,
knew a
though,
lot of
Katie. Yeah,
people.
wow. She's just describing how she never left the house. What did all your friends
well, she
do?
said that,
Yeah.
you said that you were with the pastor's kids and
No,
stuff.
I'm
So
kidding. You said in your application that you thought you get pregnant from like drinking after someone.
Yeah, because I thought that if you had somebody else's saliva, you got pregnant by saliva.
wow.
So I even like women, I was like, I don't drink after people.
Oh my gosh.
Not
Don't
after,
chance it.
yeah, no, yeah, I was like, if that's how it works, like I'm not gonna get pregnant. So I really thought that like, that's how it worked. I remember I
her
drank
mom's like,
after.
here, let me get a drink of that water bottle. It's like, Mom, you're gonna get me pregnant.
Mom, stop.
Stop. You're embarrassing me.
What will the pastor think? He already thinks that I like am weird.
What do we think of tattoos, piercings?
Tattoos were like mark of the beast. It was like
Oh.
if piercings, you could only have the one in your ear. You couldn't have more than one. You couldn't have any anywhere else. I think I said in the application, like if you had a gauge, it was basically like they sold their soul. So we just are gonna pray for them.
It's so funny.
The
that,
bigger
like,
the gauge, was it the
more
higher the
Satan.
ranking within Satan's
Oh, yeah.
army? Yeah.
The more like satanic they were,
Right.
like the more into like rituals they were. I actually got my second piercing in my ear a few years ago,
There it
and
is,
my
lashing
mom
out.
was like, "I can't believe you did that. It looked fine."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Mom,
God clearly cares
Wow.
about that. You don't know the verse about 1 versus 2 piercings? It's a huge deal.
right."
It's a big piece
Yeah.
of Christianity.
I'm actually planning to get my first tattoo later this week. So
Wow.
Every shelter
Yeah.
kid's journey. You gotta
Wow.
get that.
Yep.
Let's go. Is it still
Yep.
Christian related?
It's a swastika.
Gosh. Oh my
Completely
gosh.
lashing out.
No, it's actually just gonna be my son's name. I had a baby about 9 months ago, so I'm just gonna get his name. So if she gets mad at that, like that's her grandson. So like I don't know if she can get mad at that.
You know, you laugh at that. I think I've told the story on the podcast. My Southern Baptist grandma, who again, tattoos were evil. She one of my sister's best friends got a tattoo of her, like it was like a family relative who had died somewhere, and my grandma was like, "That's a lame excuse for a tattoo." She doubled down. So,
It could
I mean, I
happen.
didn't respect it. I was like, "Wow." I mean, it could happen.
Maybe I'll record her reaction and then send it to you. Like I'm not gonna tell her. Like I'll just
Yeah.
record it and let
She
you
couldn't
let
figure
you
out
know
how to
how
listen
that
to this
goes.
anyway. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Wow.
Yeah, she asked me today. She was like, "How do I like get on that like thing that you're gonna be on?" And I was like, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah, it's just perfect. Do you remember your first R-rated or even PG-13 rated movie? What age? What was it?
Yeah, I didn't even have ratings I could watch. It was just if my mom knew the movie, if she had researched it and she thought it was okay, then I could watch it. But I didn't have a rating that I could go by. It wasn't like, all right, anything PG, you're good. It wasn't that. It was just
She had her own
So
rating.
If my mom had
even some
rated it,
PG
then there was-
movies were not okay.
yeah.
Wow.
What do you recall? Have you seen an R-rated movie to this day?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What do you remember your first like? This is a movie I'm watching that.
I shouldn't be watching.
Wow, my mom wouldn't like this. I'm gonna try it. Or no vivid memory.
No, I remember like intentionally picking it myself to watch it. Deadpool.
Deadpool. There it was.
Yeah.
That's
Deadpool.
funny.
Yeah. Like I
Nice.
had kind of seen clips of other things like growing up, but like me picking the movie to sit down and be like, I'm gonna watch this, and like I paid to watch it
Wow.
was Deadpool. Yeah.
Do you
What about-
remember
I had a
any?
lot of brain to do after that movie.
Do you remember any experiences in college? Because I feel like that's probably where it was a Christian
realize-
college, so I'm sure it was
But it's in Pensacola.
sheltered to some degree. But like, were you just like, oh, I did not know this was in the world?
I told you I was homeschooled in high school. Homeschool, I really didn't do anything. Like I was done with school by like 10:30 in the morning. Like I was done.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know how to
it
read?
literally took me like barely. Yeah. I went to public school through the 3rd grade, so they kind of covered some of the
They covered
bases.
it,
And then from there on it was a little touch and go. But
No, that
yeah,
makes
I
sense.
mean
All right. Well, this is that's amazing. Is there any last shelter details you feel like you need to share before we wrap this up? This has been fantastic.
it gets better. I mean, as you get older, you'll figure stuff out. And like I said, I'm not resentful for the way I grew up or anything. Like, it just is funny to look back at it and think that everything that was going on was like normal, and it kind of wasn't. But
yeah.
I joke about it with my husband now, and like he roasts me about once or twice a day for like some sheltered something or homeschool something that I had, and you just kind of get through it.
That's great. I agree. I mean, yeah, I think we're all different levels of sheltered in here, and I think this series will be fun because it's meant to be positive. We can laugh at our bizarre things, but it just means we had parents that cared, and Jake, he figured out how to read eventually too, and
I mean, on my own time, it was after 10:30. I got it done.
We're all doing okay.
What did you do? Sorry, just one last question. What did you do from 10:30 on for 4 years?
Awanas.
Well, I didn't have a license. That was another thing. I didn't have a license, which meant I didn't have a job. Like I wasn't allowed to do that. I was kind of just like stay at home. Yeah, like I really was. I literally binged watched like Swamp Kings and like I binged watched like National Geographic because there was something. I really didn't do a whole lot. I mean, I tried to help around the house because my mom was working, but I wasn't able to just like go walk around Walmart during the day or like
every sheltered kid's
take a walk.
fantasy.
I
would have loved to just walk around Walmart. It wasn't allowed.
Yeah, I didn't have any money, so it's not like I could have bought something, but I really didn't do a whole lot. I mean, sometimes I would do more than one day of school in one day just so I didn't have to do it like 5 days a week. But yeah. That's kind of why I was saying, like, once I got to college, it was pretty weird because I grew up, especially in high school, not doing anything, and then you get a ton of responsibility.
Right.
I'm glad you made it to college.
Yeah, it's a big switch.
Well done.
I did graduate.
Okay.
Yeah, I did get my degree. Like,
Amazing.
we're good.
Way to figure it out.
Amazing, yeah.
Well, Lauren, thanks for your time. Thanks for applying and being a listener. And this has been awesome. Get to know you, and this series is a lot of fun. So thanks again, Lauren. And again, best of luck in the sheltered competition. We'll see if you have what it takes.
The comments
it's up to the Recties.
Yeah.
Do it for Lauren, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for having me. And I just have one last thing to say. It was kind of funny. I was talking to my husband before this, and he said they would be really freaked out to know that you married a black guy. And that's kind of how far
Bingo.
He's correct. Wow.
Yep. You can keep that or take it out, but that
is shocking.
That's funny.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Wow. What a happy ending.
I went way off the grid for that one.
He was right.
Oh, that's awesome. Lauren did indeed send us the video. She captured the reaction to her first tattoo. So please enjoy. Yeah, I can't wait. We haven't seen this yet.
Yeah.
We're all going in blind.
Purposely not watched it. Love a little follow-up. Is this Cloverfield?
Looks like a solar eclipse video.
Wow, she was in totality. This is awesome. It's amazing how we can make fun of someone in 2 seconds. We've already just going after him.
I love it's a whole thing from like, it's like we walk up to the door.
From getting out of the car to now.
Hello.
This is like when you surprise someone that you won the lottery.
You don't have to come early. We didn't finish. Did you do that to him?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What are you doing?
It's like body cam footage.
Did she do something bad? I'm gonna take. I love y'all, but.
She started like whimpering like a dog.
That was good. Thanks for the behind the scenes footage. Oh, I love it.
I love it.
y'all,
but good luck getting into heaven with that devil on your body.
Oh yeah, it was. That's helpful. I think she could have had a better chance of winning the Shelter Kid series if the mom just went nuts.
Just start choking her.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for that. So we got more next week. Remember our applicants, because we're going to ask the Recties to vote with all this.
Yep.
The most sheltered. Let's wrap up with some good chats here. We were hanging with some friends over the weekend, and they were saying how they don't have Netflix. He's saying, hey, we're on a budget here. We're already subscribed for these. And it sparked a debate with us, because Netflix, I assume everyone has Netflix.
You would think, yeah. Like if you have a job, you have Netflix and Spotify Premium.
You should.
Is that not? Is that not like the starter pack?
But there's so many.
Yeah, middle class.
there's enough streaming platforms out there. I guess there's a real debate. He broke it down for me because he was, he's like, we have Peacock. I'm like, what's Psycho has Peacock? He's like, well, The Office.
The Office, super fan episodes.
Do you have Peacock?
I mean, we're talking about someone
You have
who
Peacock
has a
for The
spreadsheet
Office.
for everything in his life. So this is...
He's a real budget guy.
Yeah.
You have Peacock for The Office?
I think I got Peacock for the Dolphins-Chiefs game. And now I have it for The Office. Yeah, it worked on me.
And they show certain sports. I did get Peacock because I had a rugby phase.
What are you,
And they
gay?
show rugby.
Just middle school insults.
It does feel like that joke is back. It's back in a big way. It was all worth it when the Chiefs signed rugby guy. I was like, I already heard of him.
I knew about him
He's
before
so
you guys.
fast. Already heard of him. Watched on Peacock.
That is great.
But Netflix, and I'm a guy, I was smart. I canceled Paramount Plus this morning, but they do get you.
Okay.
Because I was like, I'm just going to get, for whatever reason, I got Paramount Plus to watch something. And then it popped up on one of our TVs. I was like, wow, dang it. I'm still subscribed to that, aren't I? I unsubscribed this morning. I mean, they probably got $50 out of me.
So how would you...
So that's why I play the game. It's always Netflix, always Amazon, which comes with the video.
Because you have Prime and yeah.
That's Psycho. I remember a couple of years ago, you're like, I don't have Amazon. And I almost...
That was a bad move on my
ties
part.
with you.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it.
That was a bad move
Do
on
you
my
have
part.
Amazon now?
I get a package delivered every day.
Yeah.
Just for fun. It's like waking up in the morning.
I mean, you have to have Amazon. Amazon, Netflix are the staples, and you can get plenty of content out of them. And I am faithful to Max, HBO Go, HBO Now, HBO Max.
Whatever
what is it?
I think it's just HBO.
Dude, you know what's about HBO Max? I was looking through my credit card statements the other day, and it said $9.99 to help.max.com. I was like,
This is getting out of
help.max?
control.
What is that? And I looked it up. Oh, this is HBO Max. I guess I think you would know if you signed up for something for the first time. Who knows how long I've been paying for this? Who knows how I got signed up? Someone hacked me, and all they did was just gave me HBO Max. So I'm like, well, I guess I'll find a show to watch. I didn't cancel it.
Maybe it works, because now I'm thinking about it, I shouldn't have Max at all. What have we watched on there recently?
Something. I never know what
We had the Game of
any
Thrones
show
thing that's
is
coming
on
back.
there. No, we
I try
watched
to play the
something
carousel
recently
where I
on
subscribe,
there.
unsubscribe, but then you're forgetting. How would you tier it? What would you rank it? What are the essentials? I'd say
Netflix, just for the quality of content
got
they're putting
stuff.
out and the quantity. Gotta have Netflix. Amazon is 2, just because it's already kind of bubbled. I would even go as far as say Hulu is 3 because of the same thing. Like Spotify Premium comes with Hulu. So, I mean, you might as well.
and you've got the ESPN live sports Disney bundle.
You can do that
It's
if you want.
compelling with Hulu.
Rachel really wanted to watch Ratatouille 2 nights ago. I said, no problem. I think we have Disney Plus. Nope, you got to pay for an extra bundle. We don't have kids. No shot we're paying for Disney Plus.
Right.
Yeah, Disney Plus is going to move into number 2 for you guys probably in a couple of years.
Really? The parents.
Bluey, just strictly for Bluey.
Wow.
Okay.
I can believe that. But I'd say Netflix, Amazon, Hulu.
What else do I watch? Apple TV Plus.
It's good. I mean, they got a few good shows.
Yeah, a few good shows.
And they have MLS, if that's your thing. Does Max give
MLS,
you anything?
like the real estate website. Like before it goes to Zillow. Yeah, that's awesome.
Does Max give you anything with sport? They do. I did a brain deal. Thank you, Max. Sports Max. I actually can tell you. They signed a deal with some sports. They have some MLB stuff, some basketball stuff. They have the famous football show every preseason. What's it called?
Oh, Hard Knocks.
Yeah. So they all give you a little bit of everything. And so I got them all.
Yeah, it's hard not to. Are there any like really specific like dating apps? There's like Black People Meet, Jew Date. Have they done that with streaming service? Is there like a female streaming
Tell you what,
service?
the person who ever has the guts to finally just be like white people sport, and people are like, you can't really do that. And you're like, but we're killing it. I mean, the
I think we're
Masters
gonna
is
see
close.
Yeah. They're calling it the Masters. The Chiefs are playing the Patriots. I mean, there's a lot of.
They squeeze it in there subtly.
I think we're going to see that in the future, like really specific streaming services. That'd be fun.
Pale people plus.
Yeah,
I think
whatever.
we're just going to go back to regular TV. Eventually, it's
They're
just going to
starting to
be
bundle
channels,
them, yeah.
and it's
Who do you guys use for TV? YouTube.
YouTube TV.
Yeah, YouTube TV is nice.
It's great. You do the red zone, all that. I support them all. Okay. I got them all.
Hey, trying to grow the
Paramount
economy.
Plus, unfortunately, I had to cancel this morning. Yellowstone, you really went off the rails. You had me faithful, Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I'm amazed each one of the platforms has been able to hit on like
At least
Hey,
have
one.
an it show
Yeah.
that's gotten people in. Let's wrap up with a couple fan videos and submissions. We'll start with this one I really thought was funny. We had someone emailed in. Again, email us. correct@treykenny.com. We want to hear from the Recties. It said, Salt Lake show story. Hey, Trey, Jake, Katie, and Derek. My husband and I got to go to the Salt Lake show on Saturday. Had a great time. Y'all crushed it. Love being part of the filming for your special. Thank you. When we sat down, we noticed the guy in front of us looking at pictures of Trey on his phone.
Fun.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got to send these to Derek. Okay, as I'm reading this. They're coming your way, Derek.
This is a great email.
So they see me, this guy in front of them. It's just got a photo of me. This is one of my headshots. We weren't trying to stalk, but the seats were very close. He had his font on large. She's trying. Okay, this is still creepy, but whatever. Anyway, bonus points for my husband. He attended a show with his wife, despite knowing nothing about the comedian. But what really got us was that he screenshotted your photo, and then was texting it to someone with the quote, "He makes Christian golf videos." Is that your official description? If not, could you kind of maybe change that? But I think he's onto something. So shout out to the guy. This guy, are you showing it? Yeah. He's got a chain jersey and like a snapback on. So probably not the first guy who's going to be my biggest fan, but dude, that killed me. He's that dude who makes Christian golf videos. When you've got a tea time at 8 but have a Bible study at 9, like what videos have we made that are
Christian golf?
Yeah,
We used God's voice once as a character.
Hey,
Maybe
that
was
comes
enough.
out of us, man. Holy Spirit.
Literally yesterday
Scotty
morning.
Scheffler collab.
There you go.
Golfing for Christ.
Rachel and I are walking away from church, and a guy driving, I mean, not fast, but 20 miles an hour, down, on the crossroads, rolls down his window and is hanging out the side of his hey, hold on. And he just kind of pulls over, not out of the way, but just blocking the road, and fully gets out of his car. And it's coming towards us. I was like, I think it's because he recognizes me, but I'm not sure. He comes up, he's like, dude, I love your reels. And I was like, oh, thanks. Specific to Instagram. Great. I love your reels. He's like, you guys go to Abundant Life? And I was like, yeah, we just went. And he was like, dude, that's awesome. I love your videos. What's the guy's name you make them with? And I was like, oh, Trey. And he's like, yes, love him too. Love your golf stuff. What's your name, dude? And I was like, it's Jake. And he's like, yes, dude.
Yes, dude, yes. What's one of the videos you made?
And then he was like,
he didn't even know your name. He
didn't know
pulled
my
over.
name, didn't even know Trey's name. And then what else? It was one other weird thing. He's like, dude, I'm not like you guys. I'm I'm an amateur comedian. And I was like, oh, hey, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, but seriously, I mean, you guys are funny. You guys should I think you could actually make it doing comedy. I was like, oh, so he doesn't really know anything. The idea, when you pull over and get out of your car in the middle of the street, you think, massive fan. And then the more we talked, it was like, he barely knows us.
That is funny.
It was just strange.
It's I think I told the story. This time a guy came up to me in a bar, so over the top. Their friends were like, he's so embarrassed. Oh my God. He's trying to be an influencer comedian himself. He's like, man, I'm trying to stand up. And he's asking for tips. And at the end, he's like, so do you have a job? I was like, what? Number one, don't ask. I guess you think I'm not good enough at this to do it for a living. You shouldn't ask advice from me then. Number two, you have no idea what my. It is an amazing. I've thought about this recently. It's an amazing time where I had a dude when we were flying to Salt Lake that night. Tim McGraw was playing Salt Lake.
That's right.
And his openers came up to me, Country Boys. They're opening for Tim McGraw, so they're obviously doing something right.
Yeah.
They walked up, very nice, dude. They're like, we've been working up the courage to say, hey. My buddy over here is embarrassed. 3 guys, super nice. It's good to meet you guys. Yeah, we're heading to Salt Lake, and we're small talking. We open for Tim McGraw. What are you going to do? I was like, oh, I have a show in Salt Lake. They're like, oh, you do what? Like a comedy show? What do you? And it's just fascinating. It's fine, but it's crazy. How are you such a fan that you know my name and want to say hey and get a selfie? And you have no idea I do shows.
You've never seen an Instagram story of yours.
I feel like I post a lot about it. It's funny. It's wild.
It's got to be so annoying when you're trying to sell tickets.
You did get asked if you were John Chris. That hasn't happened in a while.
Oh yeah. We were out and about
this weekend
on the town, and this couple came up to me. No roast to John, but they looked like they don't use electricity.
They
you know
what
I mean?
His audience.
And of course, this is probably the only time I've gotten this, where I've gotten a lot of hey man, love your videos, especially the Bible verse lady one. I'm like, oh, I guess, did you think we were one person? You thought it was John? Or they come up like, big fan, John, love your middle schooler videos. I'm like, you just...
Oh.
I think a lot of people just see us as one, but this person came up, and I genuinely believe they not only thought it was John Chris, they had no clue who Trey Kennedy is. Like they legitimately thought I just looked enough like him to be him.
Yeah.
They've never heard of me or seen me in their life. They're like,
He was
John?
just like, you're
They,
not
worked up the courage.
him.
John Chris, do you get that a lot? Like, yeah, I get that sometimes. No, I'm not John Chris. He's like, are you, what? He's like, okay. Well, man, well, I'm embarrassed. I guess have a good one, man. I was like, that guy would have bet his life I was John. We have someone else wrote in. Trey, Katie, Jake, and Derek. This is Yelissa, and Aaron from New York. My husband just bought some podcast and Mood Swings merch this last week.
Wow.
Show the people. Look at them looking adorable. We've been listening to the podcast since 2020, laughed over and over because, she gave me some bullet points here. We grew up sheltered missionary kids.
Wow.
I grew up thinking that bleepity bleep was the swear word. My grandma named Karen lives up to her name and has the haircut. We have friends who sell Monet, and we have a baby girl just 2 months older than Thomas. We can relate to all the Judge Jake moments. On top of that, I am a crazy white baby name. Her name is Yella.
Crazy white baby name.
Here we go.
There it is. Her name is Yelisaveta. Yelisaveta.
They were missionaries.
Yelisaveta. The name is foreign, and my parents are not. So shout out Aaron and Yelisaveta, who, again, if you're watching on YouTube, which you should go check it out, subscribe. She is white as can be. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for being fans. And let's do one fan video, and we'll call it a day. Thanks for all the love, guys. Again, email us, correct@treyking.com. Who do we got?
Hey, Trey, Jake, Katie, Family Man Derek, Thomas, whoever's there, what is up? I'm Keela. I've been a fan since Vine and through all of y'all's many ventures, so excited to be chatting with you today. I have some notes so that I stay on task and don't take forever to say these things. Number one, the two most correctest opinions I've ever heard on the show is the Sadie Hawkins dance being the Christian version of Mr. Brightside. Yes, spot on.
Yep.
And we should not be calling little boys heartbreakers. I am very against that. I refuse to dress my son in any kind of clothing that says heartbreaker or flirt or anything like that. I think it's weird. And weird. Jake, you were so on point with that. I also wanted to comment about the fan in the last episode that mentioned elbow licking and that he heard that if you could lick your elbow, it meant you were gay. Well, in my youth group, we heard that if you licked someone else's elbow when they weren't paying attention, that they couldn't feel it.
Yep.
And so we always would go around trying to sneak attack people by licking their elbows without them realizing. So maybe we were just...
That's actually gay.
I don't know how those two things relate to each other, but we proved it true. We got away with it several times. If they weren't paying attention, you can't feel that like little skin on your elbow is like desensitized somehow. And lastly, I wanted to say I am one of those geeks who memorized a bunch of digits of pi because there was a poster in my math teacher's room in high school, and I would just stare at it all day. And so I will conclude my video with like 50 something digits.
No,
if you're interested. 3.1415926535897932384626433832795. Okay, bye.
What a dork.
Wow.
She did that fast.
Keela, I like I remember that. The weird weenus fascination.
Yes.
Where you would try to just tickle or touch it and people couldn't feel it.
I mean, touching it is one thing. Licking it is another thing.
I never licked.
That's right. That was the classic shelter move. They're like, all right, the no box, nothing in here. The elbows, just let it all out on those elbows.
Fair game.
Ew, oh my gosh.
They need an outlet. Yeah. Nothing in the no.
Okay.
What's the no square song?
You don't know it?
No.
Yes, you do.
What is it?
Stop. Don't touch me there. This is my no square. H. Oh, shoot.
If you really need it, please lick my weenus. That was the
I forgot the rest of it.
All right. Thank you, guys. We announced Dakota shows. It's the end of the tour. It's sad, bittersweet. So, these are the last dates. So if you see them, buy them. Oh, I'll let the rest know. We're adding Tulsa.
Tulsa.
Hopefully, if by the time this is out, that's announced, but we will soon. See y'all. Love you guys. Talk to you next week. Peace.
Correct opinion.